Hi everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to our first episode.
Yay! Finally, it has begun.
Yeah, finally our first episode has begun. Yay! So, Zeno, how do you feel about this?
Honestly, I'm a little bit nervous about our first recording in the first episode because I didn't really expect I'm gonna have this kind of emotion. But yeah, first day is first day. So I had a little bit of excitement, like actually more than a little bit, and ambition. So means a little bit in German, ambition, nervousness. But I think it's good so that we can focus more and so on. How about you, Han?
Yeah, of course I'm nervous too because this is my very first time to record the podcast soon. But I'm very excited to start something new because it's the right timing to start something new, right?
Of course.
Our podcast concept is the drunken philosophers. I have a question for you. Like, what drinks have you brought today?
Yeah, actually, I brought Berliner Kinder, which you can't find in any other places except Berlin. So this is small size and Berliner Kinder Pilsner. This is
Pilsner.
Classic, you know.
Is it your favorite beer?
I wouldn't say this is my favorite, but I just wanted to bring this for our first recording because I don't know, it has a little bit of good meaning about my Berliner Kinder. I think you know what I mean.
Yeah, I bet there's nobody actually say, oh, Berliner Kinder is my favorite beer. There's nobody. But it's kind of like symbolic thing, you know, like, oh, yeah, I'm in Berlin and I'm drinking Berliner Kinder. But yeah, I understand what you mean. For me, I brought also regional beer because I'm not living in Berlin. I can't, as you say, I can't find this Berliner Kinder which can bring me some Berliner vibes. But yeah, this is local beer. It's called Bare, and I don't know if that is Pilsner or something because I don't really know.
Maybe they mentioned somewhere on the label.
Oh, let me check. It's just Keller beer, and I don't know what Keller beer means. It could be just lager or I don't know. Could be lager beer.
Yeah, beer. But you know, I have tried this beer when I went to your town, and it was really, really great.
Yeah, I think this is the most popular beer in my region, to be honest. So, yeah, we just started our new podcast episode, and the topic is the time. And I think it's really, actually, our timing is pretty great because we are in January and it's very exciting moment that we start something new. Everybody starts something new in January 1st, you know, it's like a New Year's resolution is called. So,
for sure.
Yeah. What's your New Year's resolution? Or how's your New Year's going so far?
My New Year has been great, I would say. Even though I set few of different New Year's resolutions for 2022, but I can share with you one of my resolution was going for running every week. Every week, it's not every day, and because I didn't want to make way too ambitious goal, and I think once per week was quite reasonable for the beginning.
Yeah, it's always important to start with these small steps.
Exactly. And there was a little bit of problem to start with my new resolution because I was a little bit sick. So I needed to take some break for 2 weeks. And then now I am back, fully recovered from it. So actually I'm very, very looking forward to next month, which is February. So I'm going to start my first running from next week.
So 1st of February.
1st of February, exactly.
But I would like to mention that it's also great timing because it's exactly Chinese New Year or Lunar New Year. And as we are Korean, we should follow this one then, you know. So that will be
Exactly.
our excuse. Our excuse. I also have some excuse for my New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
And my New Year has been very dynamic so far. As you know, I had
Why
some.
was so dynamic?
Yeah, because there are so many changes, like unexpected problems, like my car accident. So I had to find a new car, and I bought a new car yesterday. Actually,
Oh wow!
yes, it was
Congratulations
pretty.
for that.
Thank you. It was pretty lucky to find this car, and
Yeah.
because I really need a car in my town. So New Year's resolution to share. It's actually working on the homepage, website development. It's
That's
for my
great.
self-development topic, but also I haven't started yet, and I'm looking forward to start this one in February.
First of,
Yeah.
1st of February.
Yeah.
I think that's
I hope
great.
this is
It's kinda-
reasonable excuse.
For me, yes, it was very reasonable because, as you know, compared to just Janitor New Year's Eve, which is Janitor New Year, which is 1st of January, for us, bigger one is always Lunar New Year.
Yeah.
So,
Do you have any
That's-
special plan for Lunar New Year's?
not the exact date, but I just planned for a dinner with some friend. But we plan to do Chinese huoge, which is hot pot.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn. I'm missing out. I'm missing out. I think I have to
You really
visit
do.
you guys.
You really do. You are always more than welcome. You know.
Oh,
So-
that's so sweet. That's so sweet.
You're always missed, Han.
Yeah. So, but I'm wondering that why people is so excited about New Year and why everybody's like most of people setting up like New Year's resolution. And there will be some reason, like what do you think about that? How do you think that why people does that?
So I think because it's the end of the year and when year has changed, so my kind of ritual is, so this is a little bit personal opinion about that, but I kind of always do this wrap the 1 year up and then just to find out what was kind of my highlight and what's gonna be the next step for the new year. But of course, it doesn't need to be. You don't need to plan for whole year, but I think it's a little bit excited that you know what kind of things you want to do for 1 year and what kind of things is waited for you.
That's actually interesting point of view. Time is definitely human defined value and it's kind of agreement in human being. And we are very much dependent about it somehow. And I think it's because time is limited resource.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely true, and I really agree about it because time is something we can't control over it, basically.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like then do you have any your favorite idiom in terms of time?
Yeah, sure. There are so many idioms out there, and definitely one of my favorite is the only fair thing in the world is time. That means like everybody has enough time and everybody has the same time, like 24 hours per day, but like it depends on how you use it. That means like you have to use it wisely if you want to make benefit out of it. That's how I feel about this idiom. How about you? Do you have any favorite idioms?
Yeah, kind of. I like the idiom. It says time is gold.
Mm-hmm.
I know this is very generic and like kind of classic one, but honestly, I put more value for time than gold. But I just mention it because I think this idiom really represents the importance and how precious the time is in general. So that's why I like it. And yeah.
And then why do you think time is more valuable than gold?
Yes, because time is fair. So everyone has same amount of time. I think that made huge differences between time and gold. And also that's why people would like to manage their time and we would like to use our time wisely. If that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, definitely that makes sense. Then let me ask you another question. So let's assume somebody sent you money to your bank account,
Okay.
86,400 euros every day, but you can't save it money because like after midnight your bank account is renewed, which means it will be always 86,400 K in your for 400 euro in your bank
Yeah.
account. And how would you manage your bank account, or how would you spend this money?
So I can't even save it, and that also means I can't use this money. So, or can I use it for buying something or just invest something?
Yeah, of course you can buy something, you can do whatever with your money because it's in your bank account, but after midnight, how much you have spent from your bank account, it will be renewed, which means it will be always 86,400 euro in your bank account at midnight.
So it will lose a lot of values, right? So if you're gonna have same amount of big money every day in your bank account, but you're gonna have this until you die. So I think I'm not sure how to use it, but for me, of course, I can buy something or I can use this money for the future. However, I think at some point, this amount of money is gonna lose some values.
Yeah, because I think yeah, if we get used to this big amount of money, then yeah, it will lose some values. And I think it's the same for the time because every day 24 hours, which is 86,400 seconds is given, but we don't really I'm not sure how many people try to spend it or try to spend wisely this one because it's every day is given and we take it granted.
Yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely.
so I want to ask about how would you manage the time like a daily life?
So basically, I like to make some priority. Like when I plan my day or my week or even months or year, like whatever the format is, I would love to make priority and just see how long this is gonna take, and then just make timetable or even if it comes to the daily life, I like to make to-do list and just when you finish some kind of work, then just make this dash line, not dash line, but like
Strike
erase
through.
this, yeah, drives, or just making check mark. I
Yeah,
have a lot of happiness for making this.
making list.
And yeah, making lists or just planning or divide your one project or big project to small steps basically, so you can really finish and you can have a lot of achievement from finishing up this small task to the big task. But of course sometimes you need to have some break time and you just want to have some relaxing time. Then I don't really have plan. So if I want to take some rest or if I want to just spend a little bit chill evening, then just go for it.
So I can see that how you manage your time is you make some priority list, like it's on its
Yeah.
priority, and you make some list and you strike through or check it out whenever you finish, and it also kind of motivates you, and also you are enjoying this. I can definitely see that.
That
And then
really,
yeah,
oh, sorry to interrupt, but that really gives me a lot of enjoyment. So that's kind of the main reason I still love to use this small planner
Mm-hmm.
over just calendar or calendar for your phone or to-do list application from your phone, because at some point, at least for me, it's a little bit difficult to track it compared to just see your little paper. Maybe I'm a little bit analog person, but yeah, that's what I like it. But what about you? How do you manage your time, and what's your preference in terms of your timetable or time tracker?
So yeah, it's not too different than your method actually, because also like when I start something new, or like let's say in the morning, like let's talk about my daily routine. So not the weekend. We don't talk about weekend because weekend is my free time, like I don't have to plan for the weekend. So weekdays we go to the office, like we work because we are full-time worker and office worker, we are working. So every morning I kind of like scope out how many tasks I have to do by this day, by today, and I scope out by its priority, meaning if I have to, if there's any deadline, I have to submit like by this day, or like if this is kind of flexible because I'm working alone, and this one definitely will be the like not very high priority. So. And also, I really like to use these checkbox thingies because when you check it out, then it feels like, okay, I achieved something today. Like, and also like, especially when you have some list, like let's say I have 10 tasks has to be done by today, and if I see like a 9 tasks I strike through, then it's like, whoa, I have spent today. I spent time very wisely today, and okay, I can take a rest very well tonight. I can enjoy my evening. I feel like this. But on the other hand, like if let's say I was too ambitious and I planned out too many things, and if I don't achieve many like what I expected, then I feel kind of down on that day.
I think also same especially when I needed to postpone some kind of task to tomorrow. It's kind of classic that you say, oh, let's do tomorrow, let's do the day after.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it could be happen, but at the same time, I don't really have great feeling or pleasant feeling about it. But of course, sometimes you have spontaneous thing just came out and you can't really predict everything. So that means even though you plan something, sometimes you just need to let it go, even though you can't really make this because of the certain occasion. But like I think 70% to 80%, if you made strike through line from your planner, I think that day is pretty successful.
Yeah, that's for sure. And also, like for me, because like you always have some unexpected troubles in your plan, and it's always get interrupted by something else. So I tend to I'm using like 2 methods to scope out my plans, like or daily plan, which is like daily plan and also weekly plan too. It's because I'm lazy and I really hate Monday morning. I think everybody hates Monday morning if they have to work on Monday,
Oh,
so,
this is a little bit random topic, but I also don't like Monday. So so I even had these socks, and the brand name is I Hate Monday. It's not advertising or something, but I just really like the brand name, so I bought a bunch of socks from this brand. And just wearing these socks every Monday feels me a little bit. Okay, it's not only me who hates Monday.
you know what? You don't have to worry about maybe what if I'm the only person who hates Monday in the world? No, everybody hates Monday if they have to go work on Monday. So actually, I read a kind of sounds stupid article, like how to handle Monday syndrome, for example.
Oh wow!
And
I would be really interested in.
Yeah, actually, it was from like Korean article, and I was like, bro, this doesn't help at all. This resolution doesn't help. And the resolution was, okay, if you have Monday syndrome too much, it is also the way to go work on Sunday evening.
Oh.
I was like, bro, I want to take a rest on Sunday evening. I want to be depressed that I have to work tomorrow morning. But I don't want to work on Sunday, Sunday evening. Yeah. So I kind of twisted this a little bit. So I scope out the weekly plan in Sunday morning. Sunday evening. So before I get to sleep. So then I know what I have to do from Monday morning. So I don't have to suffer. Oh, what should I do? Oh, it's the start of the week and I forgot everything from the weekend, and it kind of takes some time to reboot your brain too, because especially when you have heavy weekends. But like when you scope out, like you can take, because it's Sunday evening, it's pretty chill, and you can take like a nice tea or drinks and like, okay, what should I do from tomorrow and like next week? Then it actually helped me a lot to get over this. I think that's really, really great method. Maybe I can also try out. Like,
so I would say sometimes I make my whole weekly plan from Monday, or also sometimes like Sunday, like you. But maybe it's because of the personal experience. I didn't really find huge differences between this choice and that choice. However, I think when you start planning your next weekly plan already from the Sunday evening, I think you're kind of cleaning up and also wrapping your whole week up the day before the new things comes. So I think
it's a really new week resolution, not New Year's resolution.
Exactly.
If you agree to me, please Chan.
Like, it doesn't mean that we need to do heavy work already from Sunday evening, but what I like to do is just finding some kind of inspiration in terms of the content or which related to the next week's work, etc. Then you can kind of massaging your brain already, like the day before you're gonna start. So I would definitely want to try the thing you just mentioned.
You're welcome. Then please. Cheers to me.
Cheers. Cheers to our...
Wow, this is our first sip actually. Wow, we were that nervous for our first shooting. Wow.
Oh my God.
That's quite cute.
That's true. Yeah.
Actually, like our big podcast topic, biggest topic about our podcast is happiness. Yeah.
For sure.
And like I read somewhere that people prefer Friday night than Sunday evening.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Or Friday. So people prefer Friday than Sunday. It's because Friday is the beginning of the weekend, and Sunday is although it's the weekend, but you have to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah. But what about basically, I will bring some different examples. So what about you need to work except Monday? Do you think Monday will be still your least favorite day?
Then Tuesday will be my least favorite day. It's like the title of the day. It doesn't matter. What matter is like the beginning of my week. Which means beginning of my work. I think like we are talking about work related too much. Now I think we can talk about work-life balance, because I need some balance now. I was working very hard today. I need some balance. I want to ask you something what is work-life balance?
Work-life balance for me is, I think this is also really, really connected to the time management, or how do you manage your time basically, because what we just talk about, how do you manage in general and how do I manage my time general, is a little bit focused on our working time, and we manage our time because we want to have better rest of the working time. And basically this is the ability of separating wisely between working time and rest time. That's at least what I thought in terms of these terms, work-life balance. And also I found the most important part of the work-life balance while COVID circumstance. Because okay, basically maybe for you it might be the same, but for me I have been starting working this home office setup since COVID, means 2020 April, which is already almost 2 years. It's crazy. But since I started home office, I really needed to separate it, my work and rest of time, means break time, lunch time, or evening time, whatever that you want to take some rest. Because when you're working at home, you might lose this track that, okay, I had this focusing time for 2 or 3 hours, and your body is telling you, Yeonji, you need some break time, and you need some food. But when you're just working alone, then you might just not thinking about, oh, actually, I need to make some food and feed me. So that's what happened to me, that I kept missing my
Meals,
lunchtime. Exactly. And then also like, I don't know, quite a lot of small break in between. So what I did was put this lunchtime in my calendar, and so I got some notification before 10 minutes that, okay, this is gonna be lunchtime, be prepared yourself. And that really worked, and I still use this, because otherwise you might lose this balance between concentration,
like work. Yes.
concentration
Like separating.
time, and then just a little bit relaxing. And like also
So I guess like in the beginning of home office era, let's say like COVID era, I think like your working efficiency wasn't that like greater than before, like in like when you are working in the office. Is that correct?
Oh, I would say yes or no. Like basically, I worked a lot more than.
But I'm talking about efficiency,
efficiency.
not like how many like workload.
Oh, I think that really depended. Like,
because for me, like when I started home office in the beginning, because like I started my home office pretty late, because I started my home office like last June, since last June, when everybody started from like 2020 March, you know. And in the beginning of that, it's pretty hard to like scope out my time, and also like are not other people's around, and also like there are many distracting things around me, and for me it was pretty hard to get like a very efficient level. But
wait, sorry, I think efficiency was a bit different topic for me. So what I was talking is more, I couldn't really separate the break time and the working time. That means I worked too much in the beginning, that at some point I realized, okay, I just sitting down for 4 hours, and then at some point I just felt hunger, and when I checked the time, it was already over the lunchtime. So I think I didn't really have this planned and structured working time plan, basically. So it's a little bit difficult to explain.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And also for me, because I was feeling pretty guilty, you know, in the beginning of the home office. Because, how can I be this lazy? And the thing is, like we have, for example, as a full-time worker, I have to work like 40 hours per week. But like I'm working for 40 hours, but the thing is I couldn't be efficient, so I was like working more than 40 hours, but like my working like let's say I only record my working time for 40 hours. But actually, when I was thinking about my work is even longer because I wasn't efficient and I had like tasks has to be done. But many tasks have to be done, but I couldn't finish in time because that's what I mean about efficiency.
Yeah.
So like my work-life balance in the beginning of home office was terrible because there's no separation about my like work and life.
Yeah, exactly. I think so I wonder how would you realize and when would you realize that actually now my working home office setup is pretty good and now I can really adjust this for longer time. When did you notice?
So when I first noticed, like realized that I'm not working efficiently is like from the beginning actually because which means like you were occupied by your work thoughts at like 24/7, you know. I was thinking about my project all the time because I didn't do like a powerful enough, you know. I didn't do my best in my work. That's how I felt. So actually at the moment it's very improved. Like my working efficiency in home office is improved, and I adopted the new method to scope out and plan out my home office schedule. So it's kind of self-discipline. We are using Outlook in my company, and I try to book a time slot in my calendar, and I do this only the scheduled time. So I don't think about this subject like when it's not the time, and it helped me a lot actually.
That really helps a lot too. And also how I did was I just mentioned like 10 minutes before about putting my lunchtime break notification on my calendar as well, so that I can be reminded one more time. And I think how you did is really useful method because
So for me, work-life balance is not really like objectively time related, and how much efficiently I worked within the time. That's my work-life balance, and which means the meaning of efficiency means that you did really hard. You spent your time very wisely, you know. And like I actually wanted to mention about like Korean term about work-life balance is like kind of working less, like 8 hours per day.
Yeah,
and you have many free time. It's like work-life balance, but for me, it's pretty different. It's like if I focus in my work within the time, and if I focus in my life, that's my work-life balance actually.
Yeah. I think I really agree about what you said, because in Korean society, when you say work-life balance, people really tend to mention about their vacation or holiday, going to travel somewhere, just work less basically. And for me, and also for you, a penny from what you said is more like how you can manage our time wisely even while working. I think that's really important to make your balance between focusing time and outside of this time, so you can have a little bit better motivation from outside of the work. Like for example, just go for a little walk after lunchtime for 10 minutes or 15 minutes helps me a lot, just to
it's refreshing.
It's really refreshing. And even though I walk same street in front of my place, for example, but if I just go to slightly different street than what I used to go, then you can get just different inspiration. You can see slightly different view, and then
that's life, man. Life is full of unexpected points.
And then you came back to work, which means home office. Then you have better vibes, and I don't know, you just have better feelings about
efficiency,
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
for example, yeah, as we are talking about like working efficiency and like how to spend time wisely, I think like we talk about that like when we don't have many things has done for in our to-do list, we feel bad about it. I think it's because we know that we didn't use our time efficiently.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it's also important that you do not be too ambitious when you plan out something.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I think you have to know your limits, and you have to set the goal like pretty balanced. Yeah.
That is very, very important. That, yeah, I just want to mention one more time about know your limit is really, really important skills that you can use for working or other times, because like for example, for me, when I just started working for the company in the beginning, after the graduation, I would say I didn't know my limitation because I didn't have proper working experience. So I was way too ambitious, and I just want to take a lot of responsibility. And at some point, you were really, really overwhelmed by
like burnout,
what kind of task surrounded, or kind of task that is occupy you. And after that duration, I really, really realized, oh, I should set my limitations. And sometimes I also need to say, this is too much and this is no, just for myself. And if you know your capacity, this is really, really good, great skills. I could say that.
Yeah. That's actually a great word, capacity, because I just said like you have to know your limit, but let me correct myself, because we shouldn't have limit, you know, we are limitless. But like capacity, we should know our capacity. Let's say in this way, it sounds better actually.
I think knowing the limitation for the day or for the work, for the time wise, I think. When you mention limitation, is a little bit more time related. So I don't want to correct that actually, because that really makes sense. And for me, knowing my limit for a day is really important as well. But
equal capacity.
Yeah, but capacity, yeah.
Yeah, we are like, you know, we are also, the time is valuable resource, but we are also valuable resource. We are human resources, you know. So we have to know our capacity. We shouldn't abuse ourselves. That's the best thing. That's like it's like burnout, for example, like a comfort zone burnout. This is like very it's the topic which is kind of issued and like everybody's talking about these days. It's because I think it's because we are too ambitious. It's my like personal like point of view. So I think like it's very important to balance yourself in working time and like in your life and so on, and and scope out yourself very wisely. That's the key to go to happiness.
Yeah, I really agree. But by the way, have you ever had burnout before, or have you ever had like similar emotions or similar things before?
Yeah, I actually had like a burnout like in my career. In my for example, like my previous work or like my previous project, I had it because like sometimes I feel like it's over my capacity and I'm feeling like I'm not doing my job properly, and that makes me feel. That makes me have burnout situation actually, and I want to talk about this in the next episode because it's a career. Because we have many things to talk about in this episode.
For sure.
So for now, what I want to ask is how, because we are talking about work-life balance, how much percentage of time you spend on your like personal time, like for example hobbies? Do you have any hobbies? Of course.
Yeah, I do, and I think it depends how would you define hobbies in general. But I do have, and these days, especially
how do you define hobby? let's start from this. How do you define your hobby?
Hobbies, I think this is something you can you do something but which is very enjoyable, and also that brings a lot of motivation and inspirations.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you can connect your hobbies and your work, which is the great
Positive
combination.
vibes.
Yeah, I maybe quite a lot of people can separate it, and maybe not. But I think I'm kind of in between. I have a few different hobbies. So currently the biggest one is learning guitar. And another thing is just a little bit of interest in terms of print or papers and stationery. I don't necessarily say this is my hobbies, but those kind of thing brings me huge inspirations in terms of my work related stuff, and it just gives me a lot of joy in my life. And learning guitar is very, very, I don't know, I just had full of joy since I have started. Of course, in the beginning.
How long have you started? Have you learned
I
guitar?
bought my guitar last year summer.
Oh.
So, but I have been practicing properly since end of the last year.
Okay.
And I would say these days, basically, I pick up my guitar almost every day. Like, even though I don't practice every day 30 minutes or 1 hour, but at least I just try to pick my guitar up 10 minutes, and then I can play around 20 or 30 minutes per day, which was really difficult in the beginning, because of course my finger hurt. It's still
Yes.
hurting. It's still hurting, by the way. But just
I know.
making this practice as my habit was really, really difficult. But generally, since I started learning this, I listen some kind of my favorite track differently, because now I can hear different instruments sound better. Yeah, so like, basically I do enjoy a lot. But what you asked me about percentage, I would say 10 or 15% of my life in general, or maybe 10%.
That's actually big to spend like a 10% of your life in hobby. You know, like because it's when we talk about percentage, it's very physical things. You know, like a really mathematical thing.
Yeah.
But I think like, although I asked like how much percentage of your time you spend on your hobby, but I think like the more important thing is how much do you enjoy and how much it refreshes your life. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
And that's why, for me, my hobby is like traveling around, like traveling basically, which I can't really do like these days due to COVID. But I'm like on the road, like I'm hitting the road like pretty much too, but still, because it's because the reason why I like traveling is because it's always like refreshes you, and like
For
meeting
sure.
up new people in your trip is always broaden your view. That's why I really like to travel. I think my biggest hobby is traveling, and also I would like to say I like to try out new things a lot. Like last year I started like a Thai boxing.
Oh yeah. How was it?
And I'm
And
pretty
how
much
is it?
enjoying it.
That's great.
It's
to hear.
awesome. It's awesome actually. The reason why I started Thai boxing is also like some stupid reason, because I wanted like there's one Thai boxing bar in Thailand, in Phi Phi Island, and if you fight some other customer on the ring in Thai boxing bar, then you can have a free bucket, and that's my resolution for. That is the reason why I started learning Thai boxing, to get a free bucket, like free vodka.
This is such a I don't know. This is such you. This is so you that you start Thai boxing to get a free drink from the bar, and I don't know why, but like I can really connect with Thai boxing, and you are doing Thai boxing. So I think it's really amazing hobby that you picked for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, although it started from like kind of stupid reason, but like it refreshes me a lot.
Yeah,
Like, and because it's like exercise too, and I become more
course.
energetic after that, and I can like definitely see like positive, positive result out of it, and I can call it as a hobby too.
That's
Although
great.
it's like a learning material, but yeah.
Actually, I'm really glad that you asked about my hobby and talking about your hobby, because I really see like this slightly different definement. How would you define your hobbies? And also for me, because you just mentioned before, your one of your hobbies traveling and trying new things. I don't think I would ever say that, because I also do like traveling, but not as much as you like, maybe. So for me, it's really new perspective that someone can say, "Oh, my hobby is trying new things," and I think this is really good that we just talk about it, because
Hunting.
yeah, because this is also the differences between you and me, or we and other people. Maybe other people can define like a little bit different way even, but I think
Yeah, maybe we
basically
get some comments like, oh yeah, how can Han say traveling as a hobby,
Traveling
trying
as a
out new
hobby.
thing as a hobby? She's stupid. But if we have audience, of course. But let's see.
yeah, but like I think the most important thing is anyways, hobbies can be just anything that keeps
You enjoy.
of
yeah.
course. So I'm
And,
really happy
yeah.
that we both enjoy our hobbies and we both have our work-life balance. And I wish we could keep doing this.
Yeah, we should.
Oh, I have another question. Do you have something else you would like to try as your new hobby, or
For this year? Yes, actually, yes.
for this year or next year or sometime?
Actually, I wanted to try out kite surfing in this year.
Oh, wow, that's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, it's kite surfing is like you are in the surfboard and like you are driven by kite, like wind. It's not windsurfing, because windsurfing is like it's not too dynamic, but kite surfing you can fly basically.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
never
and it's
tried.
very dangerous, but like I really wanted to try it, and like luckily near my town we have this place to learn, like place to get the certificate license about like kite surfing,
Yeah.
and it's pretty cheap too. But it of course it depends on my situation now, and also COVID situation, and depends on the weather, because if the weather is like because we didn't have last summer, if the summer will be like last summer, like gray and like rainy all the time, then I would definitely go for like this license, getting this license, this certificate.
Yeah.
But if the weather is very good, we have like a nice river around the town. In that case, I would like to buy the subboard.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So either subboard and like a rowing subboard, or in the river, on the river, or getting kite surfing. That will be my new hobby. Yes.
But I think this is really fun to hear that, like, if you see my hobbies and if I hear your hobbies, it's really different.
Outdoor.
Yours are more a lot of outdoor and like outdoor activities basically, and mine is more like doing, I don't know. I can also do it indoor a lot.
I don't want to be obsessed in like MBTI, but like it definitely represented like you are I person and I'm E person, I don't want to be too much obsessed, but
Yeah,
like
I guess
it
so.
actually represents us pretty well.
Yeah. My like what I wanted to try was bookbinding. Like I have tried before, but it was just once or twice, and I not specifically as a hobby, but I just want to try a little bit more because it gave me a lot of peace for mind somehow. Yeah.
Bookbinding.
But anyways,
May I ask about what is bookbinding?
bookbinding is basically the binding a book. And have you seen any books without this cover, so you can see how it was made?
Yeah.
So I wanted to try, and of course they have so many different methods and so many different formats and so many different way you can do. But just start with the simple one.
And do you have any goals for
Goal?
that? Yes.
Actually, not really solid goal because it was just one of my wish list. So I didn't really set up like detail yet. But like just give it a try, and if I like it, I'm gonna make plan for it. But now I don't really have specific plan for it. Just interest.
If you think your hobby is also trying out new things, then please give me cheers.
Cheers, hon.
I'm kind of tipsy though already.
Cheers.
So today we talk about time, and I have a very last question about time.
Yeah.
What is the relation about time and happiness in your definition?
Oh, that is really, really good question. So time and happiness, for me, it has huge connection also with people relationship. So I can't really tell only time and happiness, but it should also include the people I love.
Yeah.
And I think I have huge happiness when I spend time with the people I love, or when I can spend my time wisely. This can be connected with our time management topic, or when you spend your time with something you really love. It can be work, it can be hobbies, it can be travel, whatever. But basically, when you spend your time with something you know
like,
or you value on this, then you have happiness, I think.
That's actually a great answer. That's really great answer. Yeah, for me, also like not too different than your opinion. It's like, as you said, like having like great time with beloved people, and like having like spending time wisely. Meaning, if I spend my time like in very focus in the occasion and the situation, that brings me happiness. That's for sure.
Like for example, when I spend time with you, I'm happy.
Oh, that's so
wait,
sweet.
was it too romantic? Was it? Maybe
I
it's
appreciate
too romantic, but
it's
but
like
that is also
not
true.
romantic way, friendship way. Friendship is friendship forever.
Yeah. Good summarize.
Yes. Okay then. So in the next episode, we will talk about like a career thing, like related topics, and maybe like it will be some overlapped part with like episode 1, like for example work-life balance. It's also like career related. But I'm very excited to talk about like career in the next episode, because I think that we have a lot of topics to talk about.
Tons of topics.
So right now, my beer is running out.
My beer is almost empty.
So I guess like we have to say goodbye to our audience.
Time to closing up.
Yes.
Yeah. And actually, I really want to thank to our listener who is listening right now, because this is our first episode.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just gonna be our two of us. I don't know.
Are we gonna monitor who listen until the end? You know, like because like we can monitor it. So yeah. Hey listeners, please stay tuned.
Yeah. And I'm really looking forward to our next episode, conversation, of course. And yeah, I wish you have a great rest of week.
And you too, and have a
Thank
great
you.
traveling, and like have a great weekend, and we will see each other in next episode.
Oh, it really sounds like our personal call, but yeah. But
Okay.
Okay, then let's just
Yeah.
closing up.
Sure.
I'm Yeonji,
And I'm Han.
and we are Noor.
No.
And see you next time.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Ciao. Cheers. Last cheers.